When typically someone goes on vacation, they bring you back a t-shirt. No one wants a t-shirt.
Nope.
However, my wife, her very generous coworkers, 2 different trips to Iceland. And one of her coworkers brought back Brennivín, which is Iceland's signature spirit. It's made of caraway and fine Icelandic water.
I like caraway.
It's an Aquavit, which is their water of life. Her other coworker went and found some Floki, and I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Is it any relation to
like
Loki?
Like Floki? Floki was a Norwegianer who happened upon Iceland, or so the legend goes. It's called Floki. This is something I'm actually a bit scared about.
Does the F stand for fake, and it's fake Loki?
It could be. False Loki? No.
False Loki?
It's Floki. It's a
faux Loki.
It's
Floki.
It's an actual historic figure.
Okay.
This is something a guy went and got. He had it in the office. I think some people were put off by the name of it. It's a Young Malt Sheep Dung Smoked Reserve.
Gee, why would you be upset about sheep dung?
I think when you say sheep dung, people are immediately saying, no thank you.
Dung is poo. Am I correct?
It's poo. So in Iceland, they have a generational tradition of smoking the barley using sheep dung. So again, sheep dung's not actually in this. It's used as a means of heating the barley, getting the barley to germinate, smoke the barley.
So the Scots use the sheep's stomach to make haggis.
And you're eating that.
Right, you're eating that. And it's quite delicious, actually.
Here you're just using the tongue. So apparently
poo.
There's nothing that goes to waste, even the waste of sheep.
Okay.
So the result of this is apparently a complex flavor profile and sweet, smoky notes to complement the flavor of the barley.
So they could have used the dung to fertilize some crops, but instead they chose to use it to make whiskey.
Well,
you know what? Wait, I respect that.
I'm guessing they probably do both.
Okay.
But now they need to heat the barley in order to do something, and they use this together.
The dung. Okay, so the dung is the fuel.
So we'll try them both. We'll see about the natural, the greatest. This is our Icelandic spirit. And the Aquavit, and then we'll try their version of whiskey to see how that goes.
Remember the Mad Max movies?
I'd rather not.
Do you remember them now?
It's a bit of a dystopia.
Remember Thunderdome?
Yes.
With the whole methane.
Methane.
This is essentially the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome tasting.
Sheepthane.
Yes. Sheepthane. Okay, let's do it.
You pour off that one?
Okay, you know what? Pour the Brennivín in the small glasses. We'll do the whiskey in the big glasses.
Little tasty taste.
I don't think they're really related. I think
they're not. But the thing that I find interesting,
the only connection is Iceland.
Is that Iceland and a lot of the Norwegian countries, they are very big on this Aquavit, whatever you want to call it, and they don't typically make a whiskey, but they make this.
Okay.
And it's interesting to see the transition to go from putting together their native sort of, here's what we've made, and then rolling out a traditional whiskey.
Okay.
With
going back to barnyard animals, interestingly enough.
What now? Hold on here. Where are we headed?
We got sheep dung. We got a dancing goat distillery glass.
Okay.
If this was the dancing sheep, it would be perfect.
It would.
We can only do so much.
It would be perfect for you, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure.
You want to do the Brennivín first?
Let's do Brennivín first, and then we'll finish up with this.
Cheers to you. Cheers to Iceland. Cheers to sheep dung.
Now, have you had Aquavit for anywhere?
I don't think so. That smells really good. See, I like this kind of stuff, though. First of all, you said caraway. So let's make the leap here. Caraway seeds, rye bread, brisket, or pastrami sandwich. So that's where I'm going with all this. So
I'm getting a lot of the rye from the rye bread and the caraway seeds.
I like this.
And a little bit of licorice. So I find nothing on the nose offensive about this.
No, not at all. Do you like black licorice?
I'm not a big fan of black licorice. The anise, whatever. I'm not a big fan of that for any of that stuff. So black licorice, pitzels, not a huge fan. But this, it doesn't seem offensive. I'm a little intimidated by the clearness, the white lightning aspect of it, because you never know what they've done.
No, you know
Put it in a barrel, it seems to round out the flavors.
You know what? I just took a sip, and it's very clean, it's very crisp, it's very caraway. So, I mean, if you don't like that, I can understand why you don't like it, but I like that. So I think this is really good.
This is pretty good.
This is very, very
pretty
nice.
good.
That is really
pretty
well
good.
made. I mean, who makes this? What's the name of the company?
The company's Brennivin.
Just Brennivín is the company?
Brennivín.
Brennivín makes Brennivín?
Brennivín makes it. They make it, and then other people, I guess, copy the name.
I guess.
But Brennivín, they've been around since 1935 when prohibition in Iceland was sort of lifted.
They went through that bad experiment?
And the black label was chosen in order for the product to look unappealing and limit demand. Do you find that label to be unappealing?
No,
or limit your
no.
demand?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
The label had the opposite effect, and Brennivín quickly became a popular
Hey,
drink.
man. What's the ABV on this?
It's awfully
Oh, you know what? It's only 37.5.
But again, while it's only 37.5, it's not too far from 40. It's still pretty good.
Oh, what's neat is there's like a little map of Iceland on the bottom.
Oh,
So that's kind of cool.
That's what they got out there.
I mean, so I like that a lot. That was really good. Shall we move on to the? Shall we move on to the whiskey?
We should move on to the whiskey. So we go to the Floki.
We gotta.
The fine folks.
Let's see.
My wife's work.
Cheers.
Roll this out. Cheers.
Cheers to Sheep Dung. Floki.
I'm not sure if we're gonna cheers.
Is it feces Loki? Is it like Loki's feces?
No. Again, cards and letters. G-Lo. G-L-O.
Okay.
G-Lo. I'm disavowing most of this.
It's not F. Loki, right? It's just Floki.
Floki. It's
Floki.
a person's name.
Floki.
It's not any of these insults that my compatriot has thrown at her.
FYI, on the first nosing, I don't smell any feces.
I guess that's good. Again, the sheep dung was used to heat the barley, not as an ingredient in the whiskey.
So I guess it's better they do this than fling poo at each other.
They're not monkeys. This isn't. We are now firmly off the rails. We've digressed. We need a map, perhaps of Iceland, which fortunately is here to get us back on track and see where we need to go.
Honestly, it smells pretty good.
I'm
getting, really does smell good.
Again, this is referred to as a young malt, so I'm getting the youngness. There's a little bit of harshness on the nose. It doesn't smell as barrel aged, as well rounded as you'd expect.
Any idea? 47%.
Well, apparently you know.
Well, I'm on the website. It's by the way, it's flokywhiskey.is. So it smells really good.
I don't get the medicinal qualities of some whiskeys.
No, I get smokiness to it.
But I get a little bit of something that's not your typical whiskey.
No. You know, it's... Oh, wait a minute.
And that might be the strain of barley. Maybe the Icelandic barley is a little bit different than everything else.
But there is a type of smokiness to this.
Oh, you get the smokiness.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You do get a little smoke.
I can't call it peat because it's not peat.
But you don't
I don't want to call it dung.
You've just done it.
I said I don't want to call it dung.
Or dung it. You are flinging it like a monkey. So it smells awfully good. I'll give you a quick cheers before we go in.
Salute. Cheers to Iceland. But on the nose, again, I get smoke. There is a little bit of like licorice or a little bit of like herbally notes.
It's a little herbal, but you don't get the traditional. I'm not getting like a vanilla.
No.
But again, because it's a younger malt, maybe it has been in the barrel long enough to pick up all the vanilla strands.
Yeah. There's a little bit of like sugar. There's a little sweetness to it, but it's like a odd sweetness. It's like going back to like a black licorice jelly bean. You know how it's like that sugary. Like literally sugar, just like sugar cane. Yeah. So it's like an herbally sugary thing, like a cough drop. Like the remember the Smiths, the black licorice ones.
The Smith brothers.
Yes, the Smith brothers. That was
with the ridiculous beards.
Yes. Hey.
I always wanted to be them, but my beard was never as luxurious.
You can do it. You're just.
It's not luxurious.
You're not committing.
It's just not luxurious.
You gotta commit.
So, I'm getting a little bit of the grassy notes. It's a little bit more like an Irish whiskey, maybe, where it's not heather, but it's grassy.
Yeah, maybe.
As opposed to a Scotch. I went in, and it's hot because it's 47%.
It's very unusual. It's not like an Islay. It's closer to maybe what's the peated Irish whiskey? What's that one? Can't think of the name now.
The Connemara.
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 Sort of the Connemara, but different.
I went in. It's very good. It's not overly sweet. There's a good bit of heat up front.
It's a very different taste.
Yeah.
It's like Yeah, it's incredibly different. It's not quite peat, but there is sort of like a peaty element to it. There's something going on.
And we've had whiskey with an E. We've had them from all over the world, and I can honestly say this is not like really anything we've ever had.
So you're like Waltz. You've had it from all over the world.
Always back to The Godfather.
Always.
Try and do something with an Italian.
She was young. She was beautiful. She was the greatest piece of ass I ever had. And I had them all over the world. And then comes Johnny Fontaine with his olive oil voice and his guinea charm. Sorry. You know what? Can I refrain from grading? Because it's just so different. I don't know what to say about it. I don't hate it.
There's no basis for comparison.
I don't hate it. I actually like it. But I just don't know exactly how to compare it to something else. Because I really don't have like a benchmark for this.
I may have finished mine, so clearly I didn't care for it.
No, not at all.
Again, it's hard to put a number on it when it's the only one. And the grainy texture to it is very, very different. You're left with a lot of that flavor of the malts.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it carries through the finish. I don't know where to say it ranks, but it's good.
How's this? Do you like it?
It's good. I do like it.
Would you buy a bottle?
I do like it. If I saw it, I would probably buy a bottle. I'm not sure how quickly we go through it.
First of all,
I would buy a bottle.
The thing is, and I'll put a picture in, the bottle's beautiful.
Wow. All right, I'm sold already.
It really is. It's a beautiful bottle. I don't think I would want a 750 of it though. Like if they did a smaller bottle, I'd go for it.
So they do 375.
If they did that, yeah, I'd go for it. But something bigger, I don't know.
I have to say, thanks to Winnie's coworkers, her friend Erin gave us the Aquavit, and her friend Francois gave us this.
Oh, Francois.
Francois.
Bonjour, Francois.
So,
does Francois have an outrageous Quebecois accent or a highfalutin Parisian accent?
I do not believe so. No.
No? Crap. What the hell? Then he's just Frank or Francis.
Don't call him Francis.
Don't call me Francis.
Don't call him Francis.
Okay.
Down there, Francis.
Listen, psycho.
So, you get to try two different expressions of two decidedly different beverages. Mm-hmm. One, the Icelandic Aquavit, and the other, moving our way towards whiskey. And they're both very good.
Yeah,
very different, very good.
I think it's fun.
It was a fun little thing. If you ever have a chance to go to Iceland, I'd suggest you try a bunch of different things.
No, they were both very good. They were different.
Very good.
They were just very unusual. This one, I mean, for me, it falls into like absinthe or what is it, sambuca and anisette and all that. It's in that line.
It's a cordial. It's
I could totally see that being a mixer.
Yeah.
This was just really interesting. It was different. It was very earthy. Yeah. So merci beaucoup to Francois and slangement to Erin.
Sure.
And mille grazie to you for coming
Cheers.
to the murder table. You brave soul.